Hi there folks, welcome back to the channel. So Addiesdive, we know about Steeldive, this is Addiesdive. So are they the same? Are they as good as each other? Let's have a look and find out. Now this is the Addiesdive AD 2102. Now a little while ago I did a review of the Steeldive version of this watch, and we will just get into this box and have a look. So basically the box is exactly the same. You get your user's manual and your warranty card, unsigned, a swing tag. That's what the watch came in. You get a little pokey outy tool for the links on the bracelet, and then you get your watch. Now we'll move that over there and we will have a look at this. Now this one is this is really, the dial is the star of the show on this one, which we will get to very shortly. But the now the Steeldive is basically the same as this one. In fact, there we go, just for reference, and I will leave a link somewhere up here to the review on this one. But we will be taking a look, or we could take a look at the both of these together and do a bit of a head-to-head and see what the differences are. Are there differences? Yes, there are. Are they noticeable? Well, some of them are. They're not massive, but there are differences. Anyway, size-wise, we might as well do that anyway, even though it's the same as the other one. But just as a memory refresher, we have a case size of 44.3, including the crown, 48.7. We've got a lug-to-lug of 52mm. As you can see, the lug's drilled, which is pretty handy. Got a thickness of 13.7mm, and a lug width of 20mm, and an overall weight of this one of 201 grams with all the links in it. Everything is made of 316L stainless steel. The bracelet is solid links. The case is a mixture of brushing and polishing. And we will move in and have a little bit of a closer look at that. So there we go, we've got that brushed edge down the middle there, then high polished top and bottom, and then brushing up here, polished on the twist in those lugs, and then you got your brush, polish brush, polish brush on your bracelet, and then the same around the other side. And the bezel is stainless steel as well, with a mixture of brushing and polishing. The insert on that bezel is ceramic, and how many of you think have been looking at that dial thinking, wow, that is really cool? Now we've seen this kind of thing done. We've seen Seiko do this with their Save the Ocean series, and the with the manta ray, is it, I think, that they do on the Seiko Turtle and also on the Samurai. Well, this one is the Addiesdive. They've even given it a name, which is the Deepsea Hunter, and I've also heard it referred to as the Whaleshark. But as you can see, it's got that really nice texture to it, and you've got 4 whale sharks swimming around in that dial, and the dial has got a kind of a fume effect, is it, where you're going from almost black on the outside, or black at the rehort with the chapter ring, and then coming into a lighter blue in the middle. All applied indices which are Lume filled, frame date window at the 3 o'clock, Addiesdive, which I think is kind of pressed into the or it looks like it's pressed in. It's not, I don't think it's applied. And then down just underneath that hour hand, we have Deepsea Hunter automatic 200 meters. 200 meters being your water resistance and rating. And as you can see, the indices have got that kind of faux patina kind of look to them. And it doesn't really match what's going on the bezel, although kind of in real world situations, once you get it out in daylight, it isn't actually that noticeable. The insert on the bezel is ceramic, and the all the indices, and they are all lumed, and we will take a look at the lume in a little while. Powering this watch is the Seiko NH35A, 21,600 vibrations per hour, hacking and hand winding with a roughly 41-hour power reserve. Taking a look at the bracelet, this bracelet is different to the one that's on the Steeldive. As you can see, this is more of an oyster style. This one is more in keeping with what would have been on the original Sumo. 20mm here, tapering down to 18mm at the clasp. Right, okay, I have changed the clasp on this because the milled clasp is not what you get in the box on the watch, I should say. You get one of those pressed clasps. I'll get that out in a minute so you can have a look. Solid end links. We have on the case back, you've got your information on there, all stainless steel, automatic movement NH35, divers 200 meters, Addiesdive with the Addiesdive logo laser etched into the case back. I have actually been doing some kind of detective work to try and find out a little bit more about Addiesdive and Steeldive and what the story is. From what I've found out so far, it's actually quite an interesting little tale. They are actually, well, they are different companies. Strangely enough, I always thought that they were intertwined. Well, they kind of were in the beginning, but no longer. But anyway, we will come to that when I put this one as up in a head-to-head against the other one, because I think that'll be quite interesting. You can see that blue AR coating doing its work on that dial there underneath the studio lights. The crown on this is signed, and it is a screw-down crown. All the usual things. I mean, it pops out nicely. Pull it out twice, the movement will hack. You can change the time. It's the usual Seiko NH35 stuff. The second position, so that you can change the date. And then when you screw it back in, it's got quite a nice action, no grittiness. Yeah, it's quite good. Not bad at all. So yeah, I mean, it's yeah, like I said, this particular one, I think it's all about that dial, and you know, under a camera and under studio lights, it doesn't really do it, you know, particular justice. You know, I've tried to kind of catch it on some of the photos that I've put on Instagram, and also in the B-roll at the beginning of this. But let's have a look at. Wait a minute, I can't do the Lume yet. Bezel, I nearly forgot to do the bezel. The bezel is 120 click, and let's have a listen. Quite a tight bezel, and it's got like a little bit of a hollow sound to it, if I'm honest. No back play, no wobble, but yeah, it is different to the one on the Steeldive. Quite a bit different in the way it feels and the action. So yeah, is it any better? Well, that kind of depends. That's a very subjective thing. I actually prefer the Steeldive one, but we will come to that in the head-to-head. Anyway, now we can do the Lume. Here we go. And this is one of the areas where Addiesdive and Steeldive are different. And I will explain more when I put these two head-to-head, because if what I'm finding out is correct, it's quite an interesting story. Yeah, who said Chinese brands were no fun? Anyway, here we go. We'll drop the lights down, and as you probably suspected, the Lume is incredibly good. Now, to the naked eye, it isn't actually quite as bright as it's shown on camera. Apart from the hands and the indices are incredibly good. The Lume that's in the bezel, if you look at that, the 12 o'clock, the triangle, you can see that kind of dark spot in the middle. Well, if you get up close to that and have a look at that in daylight, it actually looks a little bit like crazy paving. So I don't really know what's gone on there. But the application of the Lume on the bezel doesn't appear to be as much as it is on the hands and on the indices. Not that that's a particular problem, but it's, strangely enough, it's the other way round on the Steeldive. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. So there we go. These, if you're interested in picking one of these up, I mean, I picked this one up off of eBay. but on AliExpress, they are pre-VAT around about 112 to 115 pounds. So that's going to equate to about 135 quid plus or minus a bit. So yeah, but like I said, I picked this up on eBay. I mean, you can find them out there, and you know, the reaction that I got on Instagram when I put the pictures up, I wasn't too sure what to expect, but yeah, people seem to love it. Anyway, yeah, there we go. That's pretty much all there is to say about this one, really. If you like this kind of content, please give this video a thumbs up. That would be great. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, feel free to do that. And comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And anything that you've heard about this kind of Steeldive, Addiesdive tie-in. Is there one? Isn't there one? Like I said, I'm still kind of, you know, poking around and trying to find out a bit more at the moment. But yeah, let me know in the comments. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Cheers for now.